So Renaissance Unity, all is well, and all is in divine order. So I want to start this service in an unusual way, with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of power, a lot of intentionality, a lot of expectancy, a lot of certainty. So can we do it that way? Can we go through the next, let's say, 25 minutes in this higher consciousness level where we know if we keep etching up that mountain, all the things that we consider to be big problems, we'll look back and say they're just small things along the journey. And it's that smallness that we expect to happen. And so if you just indulge me for a moment, can you just take your energy level up to a higher level and just take a deep breath? Whatever's annoying you, bothering you, has been festering in your mind, body, and spirit, can you just take a deep breath with me and just say, just inhale and exhale. I was watching WDIV the other morning. They were talking about stress. And they said they had an instant technique to downgrade stress. So you just take in a deep breath, and then you take in another breath, and then you release it. And you should feel your body moving to a different level. I got an affirmation for you this morning. And that affirmation puts us in a powerful motion. You know, life is about movement. No matter how you want life to appear, can't stand still. Tell somebody, you can't stand still. Constant movement, constant motion. And that's life. So repeat after me. I am an in motion vessel for the Christ Spirit's new creation. I am ready to receive, to embrace, and to live in the newness of life that flows within me. I am ready to build, to grow, and to expand. I am ready to express it. You may be seated. Family, I don't know about you, but I feel like something new is in the air. Do you? I mean, it's fall season. Siri doesn't understand. Let me break it down to you. Fall is in the air, Siri. We got this scenario, Siri. And we see the colors changing, Siri. And within that, we see the temperature changing, Siri. That's true too. But Siri, what we're going through is a change. A seasonal change. And we all see it. But it brings about an opportunity for us. And so this Christ Spirit that's within us is asking us to step into our own newness. The question is, will we greet this opportunity, this open door, and say, yes, I'm ready to step into newness? Can someone shout, I'm ready? Now, some of y'all have been praying for something that you ain't gonna get. Somebody is saying, boy, we wish he would go to school and get some degrees. But you've been praying for something, you've been meditating for something that you ain't gonna get. So what is it that you've been praying for that you ain't gonna get? That's not true. He said mega millions. But there is a chance that you can get millions, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And we talked about that. You missed our workshop. I jumped all over somebody because they said, well, a millionaire, not now, I don't see it. But cast a desire for it. And as you cast that desire, you live towards it. So you elevate the mind, and great things happen beyond your capacity. And so we say, what are you not going to get that you've been praying for? Here's the prayer. Christ Spirit, take me back to the things that used to be. Bring me back to the good old days. Bring me back to a time when I was younger. Take me back to a time when I felt like everything was going right. I want to go back to that moment in time, that moment in space. Anybody ever pray for that? I wish things were like they used to be. You do it all the time. All the time we constantly pray and wish, meditate and hope. Bring back the good old days. But guess what? They ain't coming back. Christ's Spirit is always in this evolutionary process saying you must move forward. The energy cycle of the Christ Spirit, the universe, is that you're constantly evolving, evolving, evolving. Can someone say, I'm evolving? Now shout new. I can be made new. Now, I want us to look at something. It's Revelation 21:5. Now, most of you are familiar with one part of this. Behold, I make all things new. Whoever heard that, raise your hand. Everybody's heard that saying. Behold, I make all things new. Can we say that together? Behold, I make all things new. Now let's read the entire thing. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. Write, for these words are true and faithful. Now, Brett, what does that have to do with us? Everything. Brett just calm, cool, collected over there. He said, everything. Everything. And it does. But let's get into it. Can I explain this to you? Can we break this down? Because we say, and he that sat upon the throne, who is he? I am he. I am the he that is the I that is the he. We got that? And he that sat upon the throne, who is sitting on the throne? Mixed emotions, mixed words. Who is sitting on the throne? I am sitting on the throne, meaning that you are sitting on the throne. And why is it the throne? Because the throne is the highest level of consciousness that you can possess, that you can attain. And so we're saying we're going up this mountain and we're going to the highest place that I can go. And the highest place I can go is the highest consciousness of the me. That is the greatest I. That is the Christ. That is within me. We got it? So I'm on the throne. And when I'm on the throne, I know, behold, I can make all things new. Now, what is this new thing? Because I hear these terms, Reverend Leslie. Resurrection, renewal, recovery. And it harkens back to what you're not going to get, a return to the old. So why do we say those terms? Resurrection, renewal, recovery. My best friend is looking at me so puzzled right now. Are you ready for the punchline? You ready for it? Here it is. Understand that there's a reset process. And when we talk about recovery, renewal, resurrection, we're not going back to the old you and what you experienced before that you liked and you want to go back to. We're talking about there's a reset button that takes you to the throne, which is your highest self. And when you're at your highest self, you understand your power, your dominion, and your authority. Are you still with me? Are you getting the message? Are you getting it? This is critical, because if you don't understand that you have the capacity to go to the throne, and the throne is already within you, but you have some blockages that sometimes won't allow you to climb up into the throne. The throne is where you are the king, you are the queen. You're looking at this and saying, behold, I make all things new. And that means I'm ready to move forward, right? And so in this creative mindset, we see new life, new opportunities, and new ways of being. Can everybody say new ways of being? Now, the Christ Spirit hears you, was not listening. How can somebody hear you and not listen to you? You ever done that before? You hear things, but you're really not listening. You have the capacity right now to hear at least 11 different things. Your audio capacity can take in 11 different things at one time. But the thing is, what are you tuning in on? What are you focused on that matters? What you need to be focusing on is complete transformation. Can we say complete transformation? Complete transformation means I'm taking my entire self into the next. Can we say next? What's next? It's always the potential that we possess if we don't resist. So here it is. Right. For these words are true and faithful. Why do you say right? What does right mean? And then a semicolon. Right. Document. Etch it in your mind, body, and spirit. Why do we want to etch it in our mind, body, and spirit? So we don't forget it. What are we trying not to forget? That the words are true and faithful. So that's a guarantee. Do you see that guarantee? It's true and it's faithful. Who doesn't want that? Something that's true and something faithful. 100% guarantee. That's what we want, right? If you knew that you were guaranteed something, would you move forward into that next unknown space? If you were just guaranteed that I'm telling you the truth, and as you take the next step, I'm going to be faithful to deliver the promise. Would you move forward? Would you move forward is the question. Not a trick question, but would you move forward? Maybe. Maybe. Because the guarantee lets you know something. That you're eligible for an upgrade. Anybody ever need an upgrade? Anybody ever had an old cell phone? Boss, I know you don't have a flip phone anymore, but if we had a flip phone, it would run kind of slow, wouldn't it? They're coming back. The newer ones coming back, but the old ones, they stepped up. But what happens? If you hold on to something long, it becomes outdated. It becomes obsolete. And you're trying to use this tool to move ahead, to communicate successfully. But you need an upgrade. Now, what if you had this promise of an upgrade? But here's the problem. What if you don't know that you're eligible for an upgrade? So you hold on to this system, this way of thinking and believing, because you don't know I'm entitled to an upgrade. And so you're walking around with an outdated approach to life. With yesterday's mindset that you're trying to get a blessing today. How many of us are using outdated beliefs, values, behaviors, and trying to get something new out of old patterns of behavior? I want you to tell your neighbor, you're eligible for an upgrade. Problem is, even with that promise of an upgrade and 100% faith and truthfulness, we still struggle because we're thinking about what we'll never experience again. That's our struggle. Do you know they say that 80% of our problem with our inability to move forward is that we keep fixating on what was and how we'll never experience that again. Can anything be better than what I experienced when it felt so good? Anybody know what I'm saying? We all do that. But something greater is coming. Can we say that something greater is coming? And so when we see that phrase from God, I make all things new, which comes from the Christ that's within us, we say, behold, I make all things new. Can we say that? Just try it on for ourselves. Behold, I make all things new. Now, I want everybody to say, I have to start thinking for a change. Anybody ever been told that? My mother used to tell me that if you would just think, you would be dangerous. If you would just start thinking before you act, boy, you would be dangerous. But I don't think you think. And we do that, don't we? When you think for a change, now get this. When you think for a change, meaning I'm taking my thinking and I'm moving my thinking into a change way of thinking. We got that? I'm thinking about a change. See what I'm saying? I'm thinking for a change. I'm not thinking just to be thinking and being bombarded with thoughts that rule my thinking and are not in alignment with my highest self, my Christ self, my highest level of consciousness. This is a turning point in our life when I say it's time for me to start thinking about change. Thinking about change. And this is an upgrade, not a downgrade to our thinking. The Bible says something, to be made new in the attitude of your minds. Meaning your attitude matters. The way you present yourself as capable of thinking matters. And so what do? The question is, how do I begin to think thoughts that are more consistent and in alignment with who I want to be, what I want to do, and what I want to have? That's the grand question, isn't it? How do I start the thinking process to control my thoughts so the thoughts that I think are consistent with the person I want to be? That's the question. That's the dilemma that we face here this morning. And so let me say, think. Think for a change. Can we just say that? Think for a change. Think. Spell it out. T-H-I-N-K. What does it spell? Y'all are good high school cheerleaders. But think about this. This newness that we're trying to move into requires us to think at a higher level. So if we were to use that word, think, we'd say transformational thoughts. What are transformational thoughts? There are thoughts that are in alignment with the Christ Spirit that's in you. That is the opportunity for renewal, resurrection, and recovery. Transformative thoughts, meaning I'm transforming. I stop asking for what was, and now I say I'm ready to move into what can be, the potential that lies within me. The H, higher consciousness, is an elevation of the mind to the seat of the throne. Remember we talked about the throne? And if you move to the throne, you move to a higher level of consciousness. And that is the divinity of your power that lies within you. The I, intuitive guidance. I've got a gut feeling. Anybody ever had a gut feeling? And what does that gut feeling normally tell you? Move. He says, move. Get out of there. Warning. Intuitive guidance. The inner Christ is speaking to you in a small, still voice just telling you, go this way, not that way. And I know we want to shut out that voice sometimes because we want to do what we want to do when we want to do what we want to do. And that's the way we are, right? I want it when I want it. Fast, hot, now. That's how we live now, right? If it's not instant, it irritates us. And that's what we're saying. Intuitive guidance. The Christ within that can guide us to the right pathway. Back to the right pathway, which leads to the throne. You on the throne. You deciding that I can make all things new. I don't have to hold on to the old any longer. Then we get to the end. Nurturing positivity. Can everybody say that? Nurturing positivity. The end has to be in, because this is the most important one out of all of these letters, these 5 letters. The end is the most important, nurturing positivity. Why do I say that? Because we live in a world that feeds you negativity, right? In your mind, your body, your spirit. Put this in you. Put this in your mind. The world's going to fall apart. You're going to hell in a handbasket. Everything is bad. The economy is bad. People are bad. And we hear it in our music. We see it on the TV shows. So we have to consciously, intentionally nurture positivity. The mindset that sets us on the road to always having faith in the possibilities. Faith in the possibilities. And the last one is K. Kingdom focus. Can we say kingdom focus? Second most important to me, and this is just my opinion. After we nurture positivity, kingdom focus is critical. Why is kingdom focus so important? Why, oh why is kingdom focus so important? It takes you to a higher level. I'm on the throne. For me to be on the throne, I have to be in the kingdom, right? And the kingdom is the heaven that we seek. In all things that we pray for, we meditate for, we're praying for the heavenly experience. That's what we want. The highest heaven. I don't pray for less than. I don't pray for little things. God's too busy with over 1 billion people praying to him. He's probably saying, well, those little things, those don't matter. I want the people who are thinking big thoughts, big ideas, big possibilities, because they understand that if they move to the throne, to the heavenly kingdom, that all things are possible. And so this is where we're at right now. Moving to the kingdom, where we're no longer chasing the past. The past is the past. Can we say that together? The past is the past. So let the past stay in the past. And I'm moving on. So turn to your neighbor and say, think for a change. Now here's the challenge. Here's our challenge. We have to be ready for newness. And this newness has been waiting for us. You have the capacity, the power, dominion, authority. Can we say that I have the power? I have the dominion. I have the authority to make all things new. If I think. And so here it is. Here's the challenge right here. You have to decide, I'm ready for an upgrade. I'm ready for an upgrade. And so I'm going to think before I think. Y'all got it? This is the crossroads, the message, right? I'm going to think before I think. Can we say that together? I'm going to think before I think. Why is that so important? Because if I don't think before I think, I won't use this system of spiritual renewal and put myself in the position, the mindset, where I can make all things new, Ryan. If I can do that, I can change my world. Can we do a powerful affirmation to end this message? But I want you to stand up slowly. No, don't do it now. Not yet. Not prematurely. Don't stand up. I want you to give some thought in that when you stand up, you're committing to elevating your mind, your body, and your spirit. I'm not just getting up. I'm not just waking up. It's intentional. I made the decision that I'm going to think before I think. And I'm going to engage in the process of realizing the potential that lies within me. And I'm going to claim it. And I'm going to move into it. So if you're ready for that, please elevate your body, your mind, and your spirit by getting on your feet. You know, you'll be faced with people that when you change, they won't change with you. They won't change their mindset about who you were when you were who you were. And when you used to do what you no longer do. But they have you cast in this narrow lane. And they'll keep trying to make you remember what you used to do, what you used to be, and what you used to have, and what you used to drink, and who you used to sleep with. But if you made up your mind, and I've talked to you about it, having that made up mind, when you've got that made up mind, you come to terms with the notion that I am greater than I once was. I have elevated to newness of me. And so I won't let you take me back. I won't. Let's say an affirmation. I am aligned with the Christ Spirit within me. I am ready for transformation, elevation, and manifestation. The new is here, and I am ready. Won't you look at somebody and say, I'm upgrading. Renaissance Shuni, thanks for having me this morning, and God bless each and every one of you. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.